Hello and welcome to Tabletop Oddity. My name is Jay and I'm joined by Mark. How are you today, Mark?
I'm fine, thanks.
Fine. Mark,
Thanks for having me.
You might recognise Mark from Dice Tales. It's a YouTube channel I strongly recommend you check out. There's battle reports, all kinds of stuff, war games. Not just Star Wars Legion, but there is Star Wars Legion in there. You definitely do that and you do very well. And yeah, you've come here today and we're going to play a full game of Star Wars Legion, 800 points. And yeah, how do you think you're going to get on?
Oh, I'm going to crush you.
Going to crush me, which, I mean, I normally start off with a trash talk. Mark's starting with it today, but we'll see how that ends up. Yeah, any questions? If you get any rules wrongs or whatever, let me know in the comments. Like, it's going to be too late by the time you see it, but I would be interested to know. I'm rocking a couple of interesting things, but we'll get to showing you the list. I'll show you what missions we're playing, and yeah, we'll go from there. Let's do it. Okay, then I'm going to have a look at my list. I'm rocking Vias and Bubba with 3 sets of speeder bikes. I'm also rocking 3 naked stormtrooper units. So they are literally just 3 core units with the minimum I could take. And then for the special forces slot, I have the Royal Guard with the Electro Staff, and I've got the Death Troopers with the DLT-19 and the weapon config. So for Mark's list, he's rocking Leia, and he's rocking 4 naked Rebel Trooper units with the extra guy, so no heavy weapon. And we're literally channeling the inner clones and just using the same model to represent what unit they're in. So you see, you know, the Duros, they have their own unit, etc. The cannon, which is going to be interesting, 2 ATRTs. What heavy weapon on the ATRT? Is that the railgun?
Laser cannon.
The laser cannon.
Rotary. So I need to mark one as a rotary.
That's fine. He's borrowing a naked unit of commandos, but a full unit, if that makes sense, not the scout team. And we've got a full unit of Wookiees, or cookies, and there's another unit of commandos which is full, and they do have the sniper upgrade sat in the back there. So yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting. Let's pick the game type. So this is how it was dealt. I'm 1 point less than 800, so I've the blue player. I'm going to get rid of the long march. I do apologise for the light there. And then Mark is going to ditch. We've already run through this.
Limited visibility.
And then we're just both going to pass, basically. So it's a very boring game in terms of like objectives. It's going to be clear conditions, breakthrough, and battle lines. But obviously, hopefully, breakthrough will actually make this reasonably interesting. So what we'll do is we'll deploy. We'll get the command cards, and we'll start with turn 1. So this is the table from left to right. And obviously you'll very quickly esteem, is that even a word? You'll gather that Mark's deployed his stuff mainly on the left and I've deployed my stuff mainly on the right. We'll have a look at Mark's a little bit closer. So we've got the couple of naked trooper units there with Leia. Then we've got the ATRT and the cannon. That's the naked commandos. This is the Wookiees. And there's a rebel unit behind that building. And then over here on to my right, we've got an ATRT hiding behind that big rock with another naked unit of troopers. And then on my side, it's all a bit more clumped together. We can see naked trooper unit, my Death Troopers. Are they Death Troopers? Yeah, Death Troopers. I wouldn't call them Death Guard. My Imperial Royal Guard. Another unit of naked troopers, Bubba, who's probably just going to jump on that building. 1 speeder bike and Vias. Vias in a little bit of a weird place because on the end here I've got 2 speeder bikes. They're just going to, you know, shoot down, jump over that, and start killing things. So that's the deployment. And we are essentially ready for the command cards. Now, no surprise what I'm going with here. I want one of these vehicles to get dead, so we're basically going with the same one. Maximum firepower versus coordinated bombardment. And Mark, on a block, we'll call you. It's yours. On a block, it's yours. It's mine. So I'll be going first. So I'm going to go straight away with Vias because I really want to try and kill the ATRT over there. What I'm going to do is use Spotter. I'm going to give the aim token to my speeder bikes here, and I'm going to give an aim token to himself. And then I'm going to move with my second action. And what I'll do is I'll just pop myself right behind this building here because you can see I've got the movement. Now that will be heavy cover just because of that, the rocks there. And then obviously I'm going to use his command card, maximum firepower. So I've got an aim. And yeah, it's going to be 4 red dice. I've got a reroll as well. Let me just check my dice there. Yeah. Oh, I'm precise 1, so I will reroll 3 if I need to. Although, 2 natural crits. So technically that's going away because of light cover. Oh, this actually makes it interesting.
Through.
I can either try and roll this and just to get a hit, or I can try and roll that to get a surge or a crit. I'm just going to roll this. Oh, it's a blank. That's upsetting. So that one goes away for light cover. So it is 2.
2 hits.
So 2 white dice on the AT-AT. There's 2 wounds. So that's a good start. The AT-AT already suffering pain. So Leia's going to, in response, she's going to take an aim and then move, and then that's going to be the end of her activation. And then she's got a nice, lovely shot here, which I didn't foresee. So she's actually going to shoot the Death Troopers, the Royal Guard, and then just the tail end of my speeder bikes, which is upsetting. So you're going to shoot first the Death Troopers?
Death Troopers first.
Death Troopers first.
Oh.
She has an aim, but she doesn't need an aim. She's PS1, isn't she?
She is PS1.
So I need... Let's just double check her card.
Apply even though that's a blaster.
Mark is correct. There is no pierce in this shot, obviously because she's not using her actual weapon. She's just using the thingy one, which is still okay. So it's still 2 hits onto the Death Troopers, but I could, in theory, block them. So they do surge to a defense.
1 hit?
Yeah, sorry, 1 wound. Sorry, yeah, 1's dead. Sorry. I'll kill the one who's kneeling because I hate him. Onto the Royal Guard then.
Royal Guard, they've got a couple of wounds.
So that's... Does she surge?
She surges to crit.
She surges to a crit onto the Royal Guard, so it's just 1.
I will take the aim at this point.
Oh, she's going to pop out the aim.
Yeah, 2
and
crits.
2 crits. I could in theory hit them both, you know. I'll just hit 1, so that's 1 wound onto the Royal Guard, and I'm going to kill the Electro Staff guy because there's no real melee pierce in this fight. Well, I say kill him, it's just a wound onto the Royal Guard because they've got 2 wounds where the Death Troopers don't, so that's a very impactful death. And then onto the speeder bikes. 2 more hits, but these are just white dice. And that's 2 wounds, so that actually puts this last speeder bike there, he's on 1 wound left before he dies. So decent. My little mistake there, the Death Troopers losing 1 wound onto the Royal Guard, and then 2 wounds onto the speeder bikes. That is Leia for you. I will have my revenge. So I randomly selected and got Special Forces, and I'm going to take the Death Troopers. Now I did want to use my impact gun and shoot the AT-AT, but it's just a bit risky, I think. So what I'm actually going to do is, I'm going to try and rally first, which I did not do, but it's fine because I've got courage too. I'm just going to aim and shoot at the Wookiees. Now the Wookiees are in heavy cover, you know, so it is what it is. I've got 3 normal guys in here, so that's going to be 3 black dice, and then I've got the DLT, which is 2 red and 1 white. Now with an aim, I do get to reroll 4 of these because I'm precise 2. Not that I actually need to, so I'm going to reroll this white one, just because I can. Oh, that's nasty. So at the minute, 2 go through automatically. 2 are going to go away for heavy cover, so it's going to be 4 dice.
4 coming through.
4 coming through. Now this is going to exhaust this card, and it is suppressive. Oh, it's... do they surge?
I'm sure we do. No, we don't.
They don't, so 4 wounds. So I think that's 1 dead and 1 wound on 1. Yeah, and 2 suppression. So the Death Troopers are doing good. It does exhaust my card though, so I'll have to make sure I remember that. So Mark has drawn the Core Troopers, and there was a couple of options. There was the unit over here to pop out and maybe have a shot at the Death Troopers, but they're not going anywhere because they've already been. But these Death Troopers, no, these not Death Troopers, these Rebel Troopers are just going to pop out to some light cover and get a nice little tasty shot on my main man, Mr. Veers. So it's actually going to be 5 black dice. Quite potent attack, the Rebel Troopers. 5 black dice straight onto Veers in the open because nobody's shot at him or anything. And yeah, we'll see what they roll. Oh, we'll call that a crit. We'll call that a crit. That's 4. So I do apologise. We're in the kitchen and the sun's doing my nutting. I will be getting blinds at some point. So 4 dice, and it's 2 and 2. So exactly average for Veers. That's 2 wounds onto Veers. And just to say, he only has 5. So this could be a problem. So I've got my trooper units. I'm going to take this trooper unit here, who's easily got movement to just nudge up to the barricade, and I'll sort cohesion out in a minute. That just puts me in range 3 of the Wookiees, who have already been attacked. They're in heavy cover. Because this is a naked trooper unit, it's literally only 4 white dice. I'm just hoping for a hit to cause a suppression, which I did not roll. So absolutely nothing. Fail of a unit. So it could be early night time for Vias. So at the minute, these commandos that have got the sniper in it could shoot him, but it'd only be 2 normal guys and the sniper. So what he's actually going to do is move and spend offensive push. So that's going to, basically he's going to move, recoil here so they can all see him. And then he's going to shoot Vias. Now, obviously Vias is in heavy cover, but he's going to get dropped to 1 because of sharpshooter 1. So it's 5 black dice and 1 white dice. So we'll see what we roll with an aim because he's popping offensive push. So we'll see how many this is. It's going to need these re-rolls here.
Surge does go to a hit.
So that's good. So you might as well re-roll 2 of these black at least. Oh yeah.
Oh,
that was a crit off screen.
Oh!
So it's actually going to be 1 wound because he's in heavy cover that goes down to light, and then it's pierce 1. So it's going to be 1. No, so I'm not even going to bother rolling it. So it's just going to be 1 wound onto Vias. So he's still only got 2 left, but he is alive and he's on 2 suppression.
Shocking.
I sort of wanted to get my speeder bikes to try and take some revenge on the units that had been shooting Vias. Or to like stop the damage anymore, but I can't because I got my core. So what I'm going to do is this second core unit here, I'm just going to move up and shoot the Wookiees who are still in heavy cover. I'm just again hoping for a hit and not all blanks. I got at least 1, so that'll be 1 suppression. It's heavy cover, so they are indomitable, so they will roll red defense dice, but I'm trying to just cause trouble. Mark's got another unit of core troopers. Now they can't quite get a decent shot onto Vias, so what we're going to do is he's going to move up to that position, which because he's now touching the building ignores the building and he can see the death troopers. Not that I'm doing a very good shot there. So when they cohere around and they can all see him, it's going to just be a light cover shot with 5 black dice into the death troopers. And he rolls better than last time. This is 4. They don't surge on the attack, do they, these guys, actually?
No.
So it is only 3. 1 goes away for light cover, so it's 2. So I actually might Guardian one of these onto the Royal Guard. I'm going to Guardian one onto the Royal Guard because I really don't want to die. So this is on the Guardian unit. They don't surge, so that's actually the 1 Royal Guard dude dead because there's no surge on the Royal Guard. Onto the Death Troopers then, with the 1 wound is a block. So it's 1 wound. It's actually going to kill one of the Royal Guard, basically. So I got my speeder bikes and, I got a support unit. I'm going to go with this speeder bike. Now, this is essentially I'm throwing this unit away. I appreciate that, but I'm hoping it might be worth it. So the first move is going to be to where this guy is. So he's going to move from here to here. Now, that's his speeder move, so he gets that for free. And I do remember Vias did give these guys a name. And then with the second move, I'm just going to move up to the point where I can see the ATRT without being in cover. So I will say, let's call it... I think that's probably okay. I can just readjust this off camera in a moment, and then I'm going to shoot the ATRT with my rainbow dice. I do have my my aim from Vias, so we'll see what I roll. It is impact 2, so I'll re-roll these 2 actually. So basically it's 3 because impact 2 is going to change 2 of these to crits. So it's potentially 3 wounds onto the ATRT. It's not going to kill it. I think it's got 6, I think.
Oh, yeah!
Oh, and he saves 2. So 1 more wound onto the ATRT, which is definitely not going to do enough. He's definitely going to shoot Vias and definitely could kill Vias. In revenge then, the ATRT is going to move up and shoot Mr. Vias. He's not going to get heavy cover because he can see over the barricade. I am in light cover simply because of suppression. So we're ready with the rotary blaster. We realise it's the wrong weapon on the thing.
Oh.
Didn't have an aim, and it is all 6. 1's going to go away for light cover, so I'm going to have to roll 5. And I can't Guardian this, so this could be a very easily dead Vias. It's dead Vias because I've missed all of them. Vias is down, which sort of ruins my plan for a lot of this game, but we'll see what happens. So I got my special forces, who obviously are going to be my Royal Guard. I will try and rally, but you can see I already know what's going on here. I've not hit that, so I still get 2 moves. So I'm going to move from my leader to there, and then from the leader, I'm going to move here and sort of just snuggle in the building a little bit. Little cozy little location there. Just move myself a little bit that way so I can properly snuggle in. And yeah, that's the Royal Guard. Mark then got a core trooper unit. They're simply just going to double move. Obviously they've got a nice clear path into the end zone if needed. Obviously my speeder bikes can maybe try and close some of the distance. And then I've randomly selected, and I do have Bubba but I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I got Bubba then. Bubba's just going to jump onto this building, and he's just outside of range 2 of the ATRT. Otherwise, I obviously would have put everything into the ATRT. But so what I'm going to do is on the range 3 attack, which is actually Pierce 1, 2 black dice, I'm going to shoot into the commandos. So there's no aims or anything like that, but I'm sharpshooter 2. So at the minute that's 1, and it's Pierce 1, so it's actually just one of the commandos dead.
Just one dead?
One dead. And a suppression. Not that's going to matter too much. Mark has got special forces, so he's going to try and rally with these Wookiees. They are indomitable. Oh, that's going to keep them suppressed, isn't it? They've got 2 courage.
2 courage, does that mean they're okay?
That means they actually lose an action.
So up to the value.
Yeah, so if it's equal, they lose an action. So they are currently suppressed, so they're only going to get 1 action. So we'll let Mark have a think about it. So the Wookiees are just going to move up a little bit. Oh, one thing to note is that they took stims just to keep the guy alive. Obviously, one guy will die just at the end of next round. So this guy, obviously, I've moved these temporarily to use them as indicators. He's going to do, with his initial maneuver, he's going to move to where that guy is. And then with his actual first action, he's going to move to where that guy is. And now, this is a bit hard to explain, but he's just in the front arc, or he was when I measured it a second ago, just touching the front arc, and then middle to middle is just missing the terrain. I think that is possible, whether or not I've measured it exactly, but that's what we're going to do. So it's going to be no cover. It's going to be rainbow dice into the ATRT, impact 2. So it is just going to be, now they do surge, but they surge into a hit, so it's 2 because it's impact 2. So he can't die, but he can hit his resilience.
Oh.
And he does hit the resilience. He's 1 away from death. So roll a red defense dice for me.
You know these off by heart?
And it's a blank. And do I know it off by heart? The answer is no. I think blank is probably the movement one, but I will check that. So I did check, that is the disabled one, so it's the one where you have to perform 2 actions to move and you can't reverse. And then Mark drew his ATRT, and the ATRT is just going to nudge himself forward, and it's the laser one, so he's actually going to take a range 4 shot into the unit of stormtroopers here. So it's 2 black and a red, I think. I am in heavy cover. Do they surge?
Do they surge? They surge to crits.
They do surge to a crit, so it's going to be one that goes through.
Shot, mate.
Because the 2 are in heavy cover anyway, and he surges to a crit, and that one can't be stopped. But it is a block, so it is just going to be a suppression. Beautiful red dice.
Suppression. Okay.
With my unpainted core unit, don't hate me guys, I'm just going to move to here, and I think I will move up a little bit with my second action, just to... I want to become an end zone runner here, but I'm going to take my sweet time about it actually, and here I'll just take a dodge, or I'll check to make sure I'm just out of range 3 of these, one or the other. So actually, I am in range 3 of the closest guy, but the leader is just outside of range 3. So I'm going to take a free shot onto them. They are in light cover. I don't have any aims, and I only have 4 plain white dice. But, you know, it is what it is. Oh, I'll take it. It's 1 crit, because the 1 goes away for light cover. So 1 white dice. That's 1 dead. You know, I'll take it. Great shot. Now, you could take the one at the front.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. The FD cannon then is going to shoot with the reasonably errated 1 to 5 weapon. It's going to be 5 black dice plus the extra white one to make it suppressive with the exhaustible thing, the barrage. And yeah, let's go. It's going to be nasty. I am in heavy cover, but it is an aim, so he's going to re-roll some of these. Quite a few here. You might as well. Do they surge?
They surge to hits.
They surge, so you might as well leave that. You might as well just roll the white and the black.
And
So it's yeah, so it's 4. So 4 red dice. Now I've moved out of range of what's it called, Guardian. So that's a problem. I'm also struggling to find my dice. So give me a second. There we go. So 4 dice, and I've moved out of range of Guardian. So even though it's a good defense, oh, jeez, that's actually 3 dead. 3 Death Troopers dead.
Mine.
Well, that's the end of the Death Troopers. They're literally all dead apart from the leader, and they're on 4 suppression. Ooh, nasty. So the speeder bikes that are here, this is the actual leader. I'm just going to show you what I'm doing. I'm going to move to here with the first move, and then the second move I'm going to move to this guy. I've borrowed a miniature here, and okay, it's very hard for me to show you because I've got my dice in my hand and I'm shining the laser in my eye, but you can just see that the center to center is just going to miss the terrain. So it's going to be in the open. I only need to cause 1 wound with impact 2, so I'm hopeful that this is the end of the ATRT. That is 2 because the 2 there, and that'll be impact 2. So I need to miss one of them. He's missed one of them, so the ATRT goes down. I'm not sure that's a fair trade. That 1 ATRT is dead, Via's is dead, and all of my Death Guard are pretty much dead. It's not the best first turn I've ever had. That is the end of me. I'll show you Mark's last units to go, which I think are the core unit over there in the corner.
Yep.
And is that about it?
The commandos.
And the commandos there. So we'll see which one we get now. It is the commandos. So we'll see.
I thought they were out of range.
So I'll just turn this off and we'll see what he's going to do. The commandos then are just going to do a double move. Essentially, Mark's probably got the middle sewn up, especially after the Death Troopers have been destroyed by the thingy cannon. So he's just going to double move there, and we'll go here, and then it'll be those guys who I suspect are also going to do a double move. So the the commandos, the rebel troopers are just going to double move straight through that, and you can see obviously this is the left side of the board, and I'll go through the whole turn 1 there, because that is essentially the end of turn 1. You can see Mark very clearly has control over this side of the board. I'm not sure it was a fair trade, because I've killed the ATRT, sure, but I lost Via's. And I lost all my Death Troopers there, pretty much barring 1. My speeder bikes have managed to do a decent job of taking out the ATRT. Those commandos lost one model just from a sneaky little shot by the Stormtroopers, which was interesting. These commandos are in a unique position. They've, it depends who goes first. I've got to make myself a leader, and I was going to make the Death Troopers the leader, thinking I'll sit back with them, but I think I'm going to have to make either Bubba or the Royal Guard the leader, and that's not great. So yeah, it's not looking good. I really need the speeder bikes to do a lot of damage and Bobber to really start causing mayhem. But it's going to be very difficult because I'm not sure how I can, there's too many units over here. I'll be outnumbered anyway. But that's essentially what happened in turn 1. Just faff in the middle, the FD cannon destroying my Death Troopers. So we'll pick the turn 2 command cards, and we'll go from there.
Hey,
so the cards then, going into turn 2, we've got ambush versus standing orders. Like, you couldn't have the most different cards. So are we going to see what I think we're going to see? So they're going to get that. Now if they're going to take that, then I'm actually going to give the order to my Royal Guard. My Royal Guard, I've made the leader. So he's going with the commandos, the unit that he gave the order to. He's going to be a coward here and shoot the speeder bikes with everything, which we'll see now.
Yep, ready for it.
So without a name, it is 3, which stays at 3 because they have low profile. The sharpshooter 1, sorry. Definitely going to be one of the wound. This guy's definitely dead. It's just whether or not how many I save. If I save any. Now I do save 1, that gets pierced away. So what happens is it's 3 wounds. So it's 1 wound on them and then 2 wounds on them. So he's literally on 1 wound left for the speeder bike, which they could easily just die when they get shot at by them. So it's not.
And then he dies.
He's going to die because he did stim. And then I think with the second action, you're going to run away,
Yes.
if I am correct. A cowardly maneuver. They're going to pop round the back here. And I'm going to have a think of what I'm doing. I've done my usual thing of borrowing a miniature to show you this. So I've got I drew and I got my support. So I got my speeder bike. And with his compulsory move, he's going to do a full move and just touch the building there. That allows me to see the commandos that we've just seen, and I can see 3 of them. Now the building is ignored because I'm touching it, so it gives me an open shot. So what I'm actually going to do with my first action is aim, and my second action is shoot. So it's just rainbow dice, but with an aim. I will reroll these 2. I've got a crit as is, so it's 2 hits onto the commandos who get at least 1. Do they surge on the defense?
Yeah.
On the defense, so it is 1 wound onto them, and that speeder bike who's got 1 wound left is gonna die soon. So one of the core trooper units here that was here, the blue-headed guys, just gonna move back just back over here, and then go here so everybody can see. It's going to be an in the open shot against my 1 speeder bike on 1 wound. The key thing here is obviously he's on 1 wound. I get cover 1 because of my rule, which is cover 1. And yeah, let's see the dice. Let's see the dice. Oh, it's a fantastic hit. It's 4. So I literally need to hit 3 because of cover 1. I need to hit all 3 of these. I'm very confident, guys. Very confident that it would be blanks. I never said of what. So yeah, this speeder bike, who was definitely not long for the world, is dead. So I've borrowed my my secondary guy to show you where he's going to go. I drew the speeder bike, even though I've randomly hidden the token. I'm not sure where I've put it. Either way, I did draw the speeder bike. I think I might put it in the bag. Either way, I'm going to move to here. Oh yeah, it's here. I've turned it over already. And then with my compulsory move, just move to there, and then I'm going to aim and shoot at close range at these rebels. They're in light cover because of the area terrain. I'm aiming though. I didn't let go of that one. Come on, hand. And then I've aimed, so I will re-roll these 2 here. So, do they surge? I've not used the speeder bikes in quite a while. They do surge both on the defense and on the offense. So it's -1. It's -1. Yeah, so get rid of that one. So yeah, 4 hits. 4 white dice rebels. That's 4 dead. This unit is destroyed. They're all dead. So commanders then for Mark, he's just going to move in, hide a little bit behind this barricade here with a double move. There is this light cover in between us, between them. I'm not going to be able to shoot him. He'll have to move and shoot me, but he is obviously essentially in the end zone. So yeah, I'm being a coward. These core trooper unit that I've just drawn are going to move to there and do a double move to there. And then when I get here, I'm going to go here in a way where, you know, I'm flat out hiding, because essentially I'm gonna get outgunned. If I stay here, I'm gonna get outgunned by literally everything there. So I need to come up with a better plan, and I think the better plan is to let Bubba try and do a bit of Bubba stuff, Boba Fett. So yeah, I'm gonna go here though. The AT-RT then doesn't trust that this Death Trooper couldn't live to see another day, so he's going to just move up. He's going to easily fit in there, and plus we're not 2mm or anything like that. And yeah, we're in the front arc here, and he's going to bob on and shoot the Death Trooper. I am possibly in heavy cover. Am I? Let's have a look. Guys. One second.
Where's your liner?
I'm not sure how much you can see here, but the barricade just there is just blocking some of my feet from the AT-RT, so we think I get heavy cover. It could still easily kill him. Oh, he blocks it though, so it's going to be a suppression, which is going to put me on 4, which could cause panic. Well, wouldn't you know it, the first thing I pull straight after that is the Death Trooper. So I need to hit at least one of these, otherwise I will very much panic straight off the board. So I need to see any paint on this dice. Any paint will do. Come on, dice. Oh, I see 2. So I am actually going to have 2, well, 1 action because I am courage 2, but I'm at least on the board. And with this 1 action, I will flat out flee to as far as I can behind this building. And I'll take my 2 suppression with me and run like a coward that he is, because he's like, you killed all my mates, so I'm off. Thank you dice. So Mark's going with the Wookiees. Now the thing with the Wookiees was he was tempted to move over there. You can see the Range Rover to shoot the speeder bikes, but ultimately he's decided to just get into range 2 of these. Now he does know that this will possibly allow a Royal Guard charge, but if the Royal Guard charge, well, you can see where they would be as opposed to going around the back. So that's the plan. He's going to shoot everything into my Stormtroopers here. Now I do get heavy cover, but there's no aims or anything like that, so let's see where we go. Let's roll these dice. Oh, there were no aims, but that's going to be the 2 crits that go through because of heavy cover. So it could cause 2 wounds easily here. It causes 1 wound but 1 suppression. So 1 dead. It's Pierce! So it's 2 dead. I have drawn Boba Fett. He's going to move to where this Death Trooper is, so I'll do that now. I just put the Death Trooper there. Oh, I killed the Death Trooper again, which isn't a surprise because he's already dead. And that puts me in range 2 of the Wookiees. And I'm going to pop offensive. By the way, I'm popping offensive push, so when I move, I get tactical, which means I get an aim. Now I'm just going to shoot into the Wookiees with 4 black dice with PS1 with an aim, which I almost didn't need because he surges to a crit. That's 2 crits, so it's 4 hits, 4 white dice. Likely going to kill one of them here, I think.
Yeah.
So, do they surge?
They don't surge in defense.
Well, in that case, it's actually 4 wounds because I'm PS1. So, sorry about that. So, it's you've got one guy's on 1.
Yeah.
So, he goes, 2 would be on them,
Yeah.
and then 2 on the other, which would put another guy on 1 wound left. So, you've got 2 guys left, and one of them's on 1 wound. So, yeah. So, yeah, okay. I'm happy with that. They're falling down. Leia's she's just going to move up and give 2 dodges to the units that haven't been. It couldn't really help the Wookiees, it was just too far. So I got my core unit here. They've been shot at, so they're suppressed unless I rally, which I do rally. It's actually going to give me double move, and you can never guess what's going to happen here. This is, Liffley. I am Liffleying. Classic case of Liffleying. I'm just going to put myself behind that building there and then get the hell out of dodge because, they were going to get whittled down. So I'm just hiding basically. Gives me a bit of a chance to get to the end zone where dying here obviously wouldn't. So the Course Trooper here is just going to do a double move. There's not much they can do. So they're going to move to that first green one and then just move to that. So I drew my other last unit of speeder bikes. I'm going to compulsory move to there. And then with the first action, I'm going to move. Now I'm going to try and move just so I can get an open shot into them, which I think that is an open shot into them, into the rebel troopers over there. So I don't have an aim, but it's rainbow dice times 2. Well, the sun goes down a little bit. No aims into the open though, so any hit counts, and that's 3. So 3 dice to be rolled by the rebels, who take 2 wounds. So 2 rebels down and a suppression. Nice. So the FD cannon's been drawn by Mark. He's going to shoot into the speeder bikes. He's not going to ready and take the barrage cannon because 1, I don't get suppressed. He's going to aim and shoot with the 5 black dice, which he needs the aim on this one. Do they surge?
Yes, they do.
They do surge, okay.
Surge, whatever that cannon is. Yes.
They surge. Oh, it's only 2. Down to 1 because I get light cover due to having cover 1. So just 1 dice. Oh, not a great roll, but I do miss it. So it is 1 wound onto the speeder bike. Ooh. Well, after what you did to my Death Troopers, I'm pretty happy about it. My second to last unit is these Core Troopers who are going to move from him to him. And then with my second maneuver, just hide over here and I'll go here. You can see it where the dead rebels lie. That's where I'm trying to end up, just surrounded by the bodies of my fallen enemies. So the borrowed commandos, let's see if they're going to retaliate against me, are going to move from there to there, and then that just puts them in range of my Royal Guard, who are in heavy cover, but he hits 3, which is going to cause 1 on me, minimum. We'll see if I take a wound. They don't surge, so they actually do take a wound.
Nice.
The Royal Guard then are my last unit. They've got 1 suppression, so I'm going to try and rally it off. They don't. And we measured this quite a few times, so my Royal Guard are definitely in range 2 of these Wookiees. So I'm just going to double move straight into them. And yeah, that's going to be interesting. I will, very briefly try and show you that it is very much doable. There's the first move. There's the first move, and the second move would get me in quite easily and handily. So we'll do that now. He's got 4 wounds left, and I have a few attacks. We'll sort out the cohesion in a minute. Actually, I want my Royal Guard, that guy, to be that way. And we'll put him there. So 3 red dice, 3 black dice. Oh, they don't surge. So it is actually just 3. So they can't physically die. Although they tried to. So that's going to be 2 wounds. So 1 guy's going to die and then the other guy's going to be left on 2 wounds.
Yeah.
So, yes, the Wookiees getting chomped. But if the Royal Guard are a little bit isolated there, but, it is what it is. So here is the whole table from left to right with all the tokens on it. I do apologise. We'll take some of the suppression off, etc. Because I haven't done mine yet. But the first thing that this round started with was my speeder bikes here dying from the commandos who took a pot shot and then jumped back. Then my speeder bike on its own just popped around and taking an open cover shot, causing a few of them. I also killed here with 1 unit of speeder bikes. I just wiped out a unit of 5 light cover, unit of 4 unit of rebel troopers. The Wookiees and the Royal Guard have exchanged a bit of combat with, Boba Fett getting involved. With my core troopers here and my death trooper, they're all still alive, but they fled heavily, causing 2 casualties onto the stormtroopers there. The death trooper is running away with his solitary wound. The stormtroopers over there also running away. All 3 of these units are just trying to get to the end zone. Mark's definitely got easy 3 units into the end zone. And then it's going to be a toss-up between what happens, with my speeder bikes. Do I attack? Boba, does he jump in and try and flame them? It's all going to get very interesting. Here we've got 3 Royal Guard left who's got 1 wound on them versus a Wookiee who's got 2 wounds left. And we'll see how that goes as we go into turn 3. Moving into turn 3, then we're up to command cards. Now, I'm going to be pretty boring and go with standing orders. And Mark, if he doesn't mind, I will reveal this, is to be no time for sorrow. So when they're issued a move, they may perform a speed 1. And I think, he's coming aggressively here. I thought he might have given it to these guys and moved away, but he's actually being very aggressive. And he's going to go with these, and we're going to do the speed 1 right now. So he's going to come straight through. This is open terrain light cover, fur rug. You can always check that out on my terrain channel, Terrain Made Easy. Just going to plug that. A lot of the stuff on here, like these rocks, that was made there. Those hills, technically made on this channel. So, but this little silo here, this was made recently on the Terrain Made Easy channel. So yeah, they've just moved up, and I'm going to give my order to the Royal Guard. As you can see, I've left it there, and I'll just leave it there. And it will be Mark to go first. So we'll be back in a second. So the normal unit of rebel troopers here, I've just managed to get in the open shot against my stormtroopers. Bob is just standing around doing nothing, and it's going to be 5 black dice into them in the open with a reroll. It's an aim, I'm presuming. Yeah, with an aim. Gonna need that aim because at the minute it's 3. 3 missed. Oh, so it is 3. So 3 out in the open though. Technically, I should save 1 or 2. We'll see what I do, and I just save all 3. I just saved all 3, guys. I mean, I do apologise, Mark. So I'm going to go with the Royal Guard. Now, this is a bit risky. I could have delayed, but I don't want to lose my 1 Royal Guard who's on 1 wound. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attack without aiming, because the plan is if I kill the Wookiee, I will then charge the commandos. So that's the plan. There's no aim here. It is just 3 red, 3 black, and I'm just going to triple check those dice. No aims. 2 wounds is what I need. Oh, and I might get them there. It's actually only 2 hits, so I actually need both. This might not even kill the Wookiee. Oh, the Wookiee does die. Just about. That was quite lucky. I just about made it. And I know we can obviously withdraw, but I'm going to then move into the commandos. Obviously, I don't get to attack twice, even though I've got charge. But I'll move into the commandos. Actually, I'll move into that one. And we'll just go around the back there. Yeah, so meh, it is what it is. The Royal Guard have been, if I get to kill this unit I'd be happy, but I'm suspecting not, but we'll see. So the commanders are going to shoot into the stormtroopers. They are in heavy cover, but it's going to get knocked down to light cover because of sharpshooter 1. That heavy cover goes down to 1. That's actually 3 then. Now this is where I hit 3 blocks last time. So we'll see. This will be 3 blanks to punish me. Yes. It is 3 blanks. So literally the exact average has been maintained. So I did get Core Trooper next. Of course, I'm going to take this 1 unit. I'm a bit worried about dying to either the FD cannon or the ATRT. So I will try and rally. I could actually... Oh no, I'll be in range of my my Royal Guard, so I won't panic. But I could definitely only get 1 action, which is what I do. I do get 1 action, which is fine. And you'll never guess where I'm going, guys. This is Lifley! I will be Lifleying, but I'm not sure if I'll flee there because I don't want to be seen by the FD cannon. So what I actually might do, considering it is turn 3, is actually flee a little bit. Oh, see, I'm caught between a rock and a hard place because of the ATRT, so give me a second. So I've gone there to try and hide from everybody, but we'll see if that's possible. So Mark has got the Commandos, Special Forces. I do apologize, it's very dark in here, and I will try and get more lights next time. It's very, very dark, isn't it? You can see here. Let's see if I can brighten this up on the fly. That's how we work, on the fly. Yeah, so he's going to go with... he's just going to ready his stims and then punch me in the face. So let's see how that works out. So it's 2. So I get 2. So you've only got to kill at best one of them who's on 1 wound. And oh, it almost was, but that actually is going to kill the one guy because he's one guy's on 1 wound. So it's going to leave me with 2 and Mark with 3.
Take it, Imperial Scum.
I'm furious. The decisions have to be made whether or not I just try and consolidate all my little 1s and 2s and stuff to try and get like a victory just by hiding in this corner, or do I go for it? And well, Mark brought it, so he's convinced me to try and bring it. So my compulsory move is going to move from there to there. Then I'm going to aim and shoot at these rebel troopers out in the open. And I better kill them, otherwise I'm going to be dead salty about it. With an aim, I reroll these 2 white, which are the ones you would expect to have missed. And they keep missing, so 4. So you need to hit at least 2, I think. The sun's doing my nutting. You only hit 1, so 3 of them are dead, which is all of them. But my speeder bikes are in a very tricky position now, looking down the barrel of an AT-RT. The AT-RT then has been pulled and is just going to shoot at the speeder bikes. I'm in no cover, so, well, apart from I get cover 1, which that one's going to go away, but he does have an aim, so it goes down to 2. So 2 white dice isn't going to kill me. I don't believe the speeder bikes were wounded, but they may have done, and I may have missed it, but if I've done it, it was not intentional. That is 2 wounds, so it's going to leave 1 of the speeder bikes on 1 wound. Got my special forces, which in this case is just this one solitary death guard who's I'm just going to move, let's call it to the... You can't really see what I'm doing. I'm eyeballing this, but I just want to make sure I get across. I'll try and make sure I'm outside of range 5 in a minute, but yeah, I'm double moving. I didn't rally. I'm fleeing as much as I can flee. And yeah, we'll see if I can make it to the end zone with this one guy with his 1 suppression. The commandos here on the far left, Mark continuing the aggression, just going to move up, double move up basically. Bubba's yet to go, but you know, there's 3 units just sitting staring at him. So the one thing is I could either come at him or flee to the corner. I got my other unit of speeder bikes, and because I have no brains and I don't just want to end up here, I'm going to take the compulsory move to where he is. Then I'm going to do my first action is going to be a move to there. And then you're stuck in the bloody thing. Get out. There we are, balls. And then my third action is going to be I'm just going to move up to just behind Bubba because I can't. I don't want to displace him, so I'm going to move just to. Well, I'll move to just there. I'm sure that was possible. I just can't be bothered faffing about with the camera. So it's me and Bubba staring down 3 units. I know whose my money's on, but we'll see. So Leia's going to go. It's very dark. I do apologise. The light outside, we're getting blinds, but you're going to have to wait. She's going to move into range 2 and shoot at the speeder bikes. And yeah, with PS1, this is almost not going to kill them. 3 black. She ignores the cover, so any hits is going to kill 1. Does she surge?
She surges to crits.
She surges to crits. That's 3. So I'm going to be alive with 1 wound, minimum. But best case scenario is that it's just 1 if I roll all 3 blocks. We shall see. No, it's 1 block, which is going to get cancelled. So my speeder bike, it's 3 wounds. So that's going to be 1 speeder bike with 1 wound left, with an FT cannon probably to shoot at it. Mark convinced me to come round. It's his idea. I blame him. I got a call unit, and I'm just going to take this back unit here. And you know what we're doing. It doesn't have to rally, but we are, of course, still fleeing in this general direction. It is turn 3, but of course, you know... So I should be able to make it. I have worked this one out, but I'm just double moving, hide as much in the cover as possible. It's like, well, I don't think that's possible. So yeah, that's it. That's that core unit done. And the last thing left, which we believe is the FD cannon, but Mark's just throwing his token on the floor. Specials are dead. These guys have all been, I believe.
Yeah, they've got a token.
Yeah.
Wookiees.
The Wookiees are dead.
And FD cannon.
So the FD cannon then is the last thing left for Mark, and I'm pretty sure it's going to kill the 1 speeder bike with 1 wound. I almost don't want to roll these dice.
Aiming
and shooting. and it's 4. So unless I roll, that's whatever. I don't think I'm gonna roll 4. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, that 4 blanked. So that speeder bike is dead. Mark's fault. Bubba, cool. He's gonna move just in range 2 of these whatever you want to call them. Commandos. I'm going to still try and hide there the best I can, just in range 2, and then I'm going to pop out with 4 black dice, PS1, no aims, no cover, no anything. Oh my god, it is 4 with PS1.
4?
Yeah, I just hit 3 crits and hit. I should have done that on the AT-RT. I would have bossed it. Ooh,
Say 3.
they surge on the defense.
They do.
Well, it's PS1, so 2 dead. 2 out of the 4 die, and a suppression, but that's going to go away in a minute, I think.
Yeah.
Last unit then of this round, turn 3, is the Stormtroopers. These Stormtroopers are just, we're fleeing into this corner. I'm not doing this 100% perfectly, and if you want to slag me off in the comments then, but I don't, because I really don't care. Please. So yeah, these are definitely going to make it in. It's just a case of getting as far away as possible from absolutely everything, so that I'm essentially in the end zone. So that's the end of the turn. It's been an interesting turn. These speeder bikes are dead. I just not moved them. Yeah, what happened there? So I killed the Wookiees with my Royal Guard, and then charged the Commandos. The Commandos punched me back and gave me a wound. Then a lot of stuff here is just aggressively moved up, for sure. That's been interesting. Bobber coming at the end there, popping out a wound. My speeder bikes popped up, killed that unit of rebel troopers that were there. Leia then Leia and the AT-RT just shot at my speeder bike and killed it, finished off by the FD cannon, that pretty decisively. I've got Boba Fett and a unit of speeder bikes versus 3 units here, an AT-RT and Leia. Don't fancy my chances. However, I do have 3 units over on this side. Well, 4 units. I've got this guy, naked guy here, and the suppressions are going to come off. So I've got 4 trooper units here, versus essentially 3 units in the middle, and it's going to get very interesting going into turn 4. Turn 4 command cards are as follows. Let's reveal marks first. It is covering fire, so they're going to get a lot of dodges across the board, versus the flame projector. Bubba is attacking very aggressively. I'm going to go with him straight away, and I'm just going to full on move. I'm getting very close. Actually, no, I don't want to get that close. I'll just get within range 1, actually. There's no real reason for me to go too close, so actually I'll back up a little bit. I'm getting a bit carried away because I just wanted to flame him. But yeah, I'll go within range, just in range 1. Obviously I've got the movement, and I'm going to pop everything. I'm going to use the flame projector, and I'm going to use the Pierce weapon, Fett's E3 cannon. I have no aims, there's no cover because it's sharpshooter 2, and it's blast as well, actually, to be fair. Yeah, so 5 guys, so 5 red, 2 black from his normal gun. No aims, but that's literally every hit. No cover, so that is, how many is that? It's 4, 5, 6, 7.
5.
5 first. Oh, we saved 3 of them, but I am PS1, so 6, you've saved 3 at the minute. So you've saved 2 basically out of 5 out of 7. So it's 5 dead, isn't it? They're all dead. They're all dead.
Oh.
Because you saved. I've hit with 7. You blocked 3 and PS1.
Not with Chansky.
Say it again.
Not with Chansky.
Chansky?
Yeah.
I've no idea what we're talking about.
Not Dave. Dave's not dead, is he?
Dave's dead.
Dave's dead.
They're all dead. They're all dead, Dave.
They're not dead, Dave.
They're all dead. Yeah, they all just die. So I hit with 7. He blocked 3 out of 7, but PS1, that causes 5 wounds. That's that unit. Disappeared. Bubba's just going to chill in the open because he's not asked.
They're all dead, Dave.
Covering fire, technically, these aren't core. He would have given it to these guys and these guys. Everybody else isn't core. But obviously I've killed one of the core units. So with covering fire, these rebel troopers are going to aim and shoot at Bobba, who's very much truly in the open. And once they shoot, they're going to pass the dodge to the thingy guys there. But they have aimed, which is good because they've at the minute missed with quite a lot. So it's 2 hits. I do have a really good save. So come on, Bobba, do some work. That will do it because he surges to the defense as well. So it's 1 suppression onto Bobba. if I'm honest, the luck is definitely on my side today with dice as well. And I've just pulled my leader, which is of course my Royal Guard. They're flat out just going to aim and punch at the commandos. 2 red, 2 black with an aim. Obviously, if I hit all 3, they could die. Well, yeah. I've got a blank at the minute. They don't surge, so I'm not going to kill them all. Well, technically I could, but I do not surge, so I need 2 more. I need 2 hits. No, it is only 2 hits in total. So 2 hits onto the commandos, and it's a block of 1, so it's just 1 dead, which will be the normal guy leaving the sniper guy and the leader. So, yeah, okay. Not as good as I wanted, but that's what you get. Commandos then from Mark have been drawn. They're just going to pop into the cover. Well, we'll move you further forward because you want to be near the edge. So we'll do that.
Wrong movement tool.
Wrong movement tool, but it's, you know what I mean. It's easily enough. And then he's going to shoot a bobber, which... Did they surge on the offensive?
Yes, they did.
They surge on both?
Yes.
Bloody Rebel Commandos, not like the crap Imperial ones. 2 on bobber then. I'm in light cover, but you get rid of it because of Sharpshooter. Sharpshooter 1. Oh, 2 fantastic saves. It is double the suppression though onto Bobber, who is now he's 1 away from actually possibly struggling with the suppression. I got a core unit, and I'm just going to take the one that's closest to the enemies, and of course I'm just going to move once, and then I will move a subsequent time. Really trying to get in this corner, trying to get out of range of everybody. Feeling good about that, so that's that. So I've got a couple of units over here, but they've been... So the commandos have been drawn, and they're withdrawing. They do not like staying in combat with the Royal Guard. A withdraw basically uses all of your available actions, so they are moved out. That does give quite a few shots possibly onto the Royal Guard, so that could be the end of them. I got my speeder bikes, and as you can see what I'm planning on doing with my leader, I'm going to compulsory to there. And then I was like, oh, well, I could aim and shoot them. But because they have low profile, this light cover would actually give them heavy cover. So instead of taking an aim and relying on getting 2 extra hits, I'm going to jump in to the terrain with them, just so that my arc can see them, of course. All I need to do is see 1. That's going to mean that there's no cover. He does have a dodge, but it does mean I have no aims. And it's whatever I roll, and that's the number of dice he's got to roll in return. And they do surge, so that is 5. They do surge to hits. I will just confirm that they surge to a hit. So 5. You've got a dodge. He's got a dodge, so 4. Oh, they missed 2, so that's them dead. Ooh. These my commandos, the borrowed ones, are donezo. So the FD cannon's going to ready the barrage thingy, whatever it's called, and flat out just shoot straight into the Royal Guard, who are in the open. It doesn't have an aim, so do they surge? They do surge, don't they?
Hits, yeah.
So that is 4. I believe 4. It's the exact number of dice I have in my hand. Could kill them all. Does not kill them all, kills 1 guy and leaves 1 guy on his Todd. So because this guy's already been, I'm just going to go with the rest of them. I don't think Mark's going to shoot at them. So we're just going to move up. Everybody's just going to move up, basically. Actually, no, we'll do it in the right order, just so nobody moans at me. But they're definitely going to make it in. That's that unit of core troopers. I've got 1 more unit of core trooper and 1 unit of the death troopers. The ATRT is just going to aim and shoot straight at the Royal Guard. He's not aiming, he's just shooting. Oh, does he surge? He does surge, doesn't he?
He does surge to hit.
He does surge to hit, so that's actually 3. Good job he didn't aim. 1 down because of the light cover from suppression, so it's 2. Could very easily kill the Royal Guard here. And it doesn't, it leaves him on 1 wound.
Right, and we're going to move up.
And then he's just going to move forward so he can crush me next turn. But I mean, he's 1 wound away from death anyway. The Death Trooper then is just going to move up. Actually, I'm going to move even further away first. I'm going to go this way, and then I'm going to go around this. Do apologise for the inexact measuring, but that's it. That'll get him in. Everybody here has been apart from the Stormtroopers, which Leia can't shoot the Stormtroopers, so just while I'm here and around this side of the table, I'm just going to move the Stormtrooper. I'm going to double move him almost right into the corner. Done. Done. It's Leia, who I think is going to shoot the Royal Guard.
Yeah, without aiming.
Without aiming, just a pop straight shot into the Royal Guard. Ooh, 1 crit, which definitely could kill him. So let's see if I roll this.
She pierces, doesn't she?
She pierces.
Yeah.
So he's dead anyway. So
and she's going to move.
He did.
Get out of the way.
Get out of the way. I'll take my tokens.
Yep.
Leia coming in for Bubba now. So it's interesting. We've got 4 units here, 3 units here at least. 4 units. So we've got the Rebel Troopers. My guy's dead there. I'll just take him off. It's been quite a hectic turn. So at the end of turn 4, this is what happened. Bobber just came straight in, wiped out the unit of rebel troopers. The speeder bikes jumped in and finished off the commandos. And then with the rest, Bobber got shot a little bit. The actual commandos over there just disengaged from my royal troopers. And then they just got shot and died. And you can see there's 4 things over here. And I have 4 things over there. So in this corner in the far right, I've got 4 things. Mark's got 4 things, but the key difference here is I've got essentially a fully healed Boba Fett and a unit of speeder bikes. Well, if Mark can kill both of them and end up in the end zone, it would go to points. But we've got 2 turns left. I think Bubba's probably going to manage to pick off at least one of those units. So I think it's favouring me, but we'll see. I've been wrong before as we go into turn 5. So in turn 5, I'm going to go with standing orders. Pretty boring, but I don't really want to do whipcord or jetpack rocket at the moment. And somebody has to save our skins is what's come out from Mark. So when Leia goes, somebody with a face-up activation token will get to go and basically double activate. And it will be Mark to go first. So the order tokens have gone to Leia and the core trooper unit and the commandos. That basically means that the same tokens used for the other 2, which gives Mark full control. And my speeder bikes are not liking the look of this. Leia's going to jump in. She's going to move forward and shoot the speeder bikes. Yeah, so she's going to move forward. Shoot her 3 black dice into the speeder bikes, which is PS1. She's sharpshooter 2, so she ignores my heavy cover basically. So basically, not going to kill me here because I've got full wounds. But if I need to roll both for it to matter, but I've rolled neither, so it's one of them is down to 1 wound basically. And then straight away he's going to use somebody has to save our skins, and with no cover because we're in the same cover, he's going to absolutely blast me with an aim and a shot. And they don't surge on the attack, but there's yeah. So that's 4 I'm seeing. This could definitely kill them. If I don't hit any, they are all dead. So I need at least 1. Oh, and I'll reroll that one actually. I don't like the fact that it's cocked. Oh, so I roll it into that. So that actually just causes 1 wound, which does get rid of 1 of the speeder bikes. But I live to fight another day. Bobber, he's not messing about. He's literally just going to aim and shoot at the commandos. Straight in the open. 4 black dice. PS1 with an aim. Let's see what happens. I need that aim. He surges on the offensive, so I only need the 1 dice. Oh, and he gets 4. So Mark really needs to hit all 4 of these, otherwise he will die. And I don't fancy his chances. None of them. So they will pop off, and not in a good way. The AT-RT trying to make a last ditch, pulling out the old one, doing the old classics there. So the AT-RT is going to move there. As you can see, that's in range 4 of the solitary stormtrooper who's trying to valiantly stay alive. Ooh, it's 2 hits. I could, come on. Oh, I don't surge to the defense, so that is a dead stormtrooper. So I'm now down to 3 units over there because there's a hidden death trooper. But yes, the cheers go up from Mark. I got a core unit and I'm in the far right corner here, and I'm just going to take this core unit and I'm literally going to not worry about suppression or anything and go literally right to the corner basically. So yeah, I'm trying to stay at range that AT-RT. The AT-RT could definitely kill a unit here though, and there's 2 units over there, so in theory we could tie up, but I'm planning on immobilizing Leia, but we'll see if it actually goes as planned. The FD cannon is going to aim and shoot at my speeder bike because it's in light cover. Area terrain is going to get heavy cover. They surge, so all hits. So it's actually 5 minus 2, so 3. Yeah, I need to hit at least 1 of these or I die. Oh, well, that's dead. Dead. Didn't hit any of them. The speeder bike is FD. That FD cannon is doing some work. I've just drawn it and it was furious. Can't do anything. The speeder bike was planning on, getting out of arc and going down there, but that's not to be. The Royal Guard, the stormtroopers in this corner are just I'm actually gonna move and dodge, but he can't actually shoot me this turn, so it doesn't really matter. And that's the end of all my core units. The only other one I've got here is my little death trooper who's gonna do the same thing and hide. Mark is out, and I think this is the only thing I have left because Bubba has been, and my speeder bikes are done so. So this guy is going to move. And then I'm going to move. Now, whether or not this AT-RT can actually get me, I'm not sure. But it doesn't really matter. If he kills one of me, he kills one of me. But I've got 3 there. So we're actually going to call it because I've got Whipcord, I could just go first because Mark used his ambush in the 1-pip early on. Immobilise Leia. Leia can't get in. Even if Bubba does nothing else, these guys would get in. The FD cannon is out of range of my 3 units in the corner over there. It's a bit bright, I'll sort that out in a minute. Even if the AT-RT could move and shoot, which it can't, it would have to kill the unit, and then it'd be 2-1 anyway. So, yeah, that's about it. It's been the dice have been very swingy. I'll tell you what, when it first started, and that AT-RT took a little while to go down, and Mark destroyed essentially my Death Troopers, I was like, oh, we're donezo. But I had a bit of fortune in that I managed to take out the AT-RT, take out that unit of Rebel Troopers, and then I had this side of the board sort of to myself, and then the speeder bikes could just sweep in, kill. I mean, the speeder bikes basically helped kill the commandos, helped kill the Rebel Trooper unit. Then the speeder bike came in and finished off the commandos. Like, the speeder bikes did a lot of work, even though I didn't play them particularly great because I split them up. And Boba Fett, he jumped in, literally destroyed a unit just with the flamer, killed the Rebel Troopers, and then there was just too much work. And as the model sort of went out and dwindled, it just sort of became a bit overwhelming, and it was literally Boba. It looked really bad, but Boba and the little sneaky one model at a time, like I literally have in this corner a Death Trooper with 1 wound, 2 units of a Stormtrooper with 2 models, and then a naked Stormtrooper unit with 4 guys in it. So I just ran away with my dwindled offensive, whereas I managed to, like, with luck, with Boba just rolling incredibly, just to delete units, which I think really settled the deal, basically. So we've just finished the game, and it went interestingly. I've got to say, there were many times where I thought you were going to have it, and then there were times where I was like, oh, actually, it swung back to me, then it swung back to you, then it ultimately swung back to me. Your dice weren't particularly great.
No, I was always very adding up the numbers of how many people you could get outside of my FD cannon's range onto my side of the board.
Yeah, Breakthrough's very interesting like that. There was quite a few units that just got left with 1 or 2 guys, and obviously I just ran away because I didn't want to die, and they really sort of helped me, whereas my speeder bikes and Boba, they were like surgical knives. They would just come in and destroy a unit. And really, those just gave me the numbers advantage at the end. But it was a fun game.
They were far away at the start of the game, but even then, they can get across the board.
Yeah, with that compulsory speed 3, and then you can move 3, and then you can shoot. Yeah, the speeder bikes do a lot of work. But old school list, pretty much. Nothing here is particularly very new. I think the Death Troopers might be the newest thing. So all be stuff that you'll have, but really fun game. Thanks you very much for joining me, Mark. Mark is from mentioned at the start, Dice Tales. You should check it out, there'll be a link in the description. But yeah, hopefully we'll see you next time, and hopefully I'll say you'll have better luck next time because your dice weren't very great, so better luck next time.
I've been training my white dice. I picked only the ones that rolled shields.
Thank you very much for joining. Like and subscribe. Have a most beautiful day, and goodbye.